If you're a millennial and you've ever felt like being an adult is too hard, this video is for you. I understand being an adult right now is the ghetto. I think I can speak for everybody and say that right now we are living one of the hardest generations to be an adult. Everything is expensive, everything is just crazy, and honestly, it's kind of overwhelming. From social media kind of ruining everybody's relationships to dating being trash to eggs being almost $7 in some cases. Like, we don't know when to end. Right now, being an adult is so convoluted and so difficult for some people that it sometimes becomes overbearing. Like, we're in a generation right now that I think most generations have never seen. People are getting married at a later date. Less kids are being had. The divorce rate is 50%. Like, I can go on and on and on, but trust me, here's some videos right here that kind of proves that you're not wrong and you're not crazy.
You done with the theatrics? Now get it done. Is adulting too hard?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. A recent college graduate has gone viral on TikTok for her reaction to her first 9-to-5 work schedule. I don't see anything wrong with her having a breakdown over this. I think that is very human. My father would have said after I had a breakdown about something that is just a part of life, like, so are you done with the theatrics? Now get it done. I mean, that's what it is. You know, it's like, it's probably a shock to the system. We've all been shocked to the system about how adulting works, but then we also have to do it. And I think, I hate to blame everything on social media, but you got a lot of people on social media projecting how the math in this world just does not math. But it's like, it must be real nice to live a whole life on Instagram. That's what these kids are watching, and they believe that's being an adult. So.
Yeah, I think that video kind of spoke to everything that we're all feeling right now, especially the social media aspect. What most people are posting on social media is not real life, right? They're only posting the highlights about what they want people to perceive them as. I know people who are struggling in every aspect of life, but on social media look like they're thriving. And then it kind of gets you feeling in a state of lack because you're not doing X, Y, Z. You're not going on this trip and you don't have this many followers. And newsflash, none of that really matters at the end of the day, right? I'm not going to lie. This generation, it is hard, right? Because we have so many things influencing us, from our decisions to the way we are even having to go about going to work, right? A lot of people are having to work 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet right now. And the side hustle culture is insane because everybody's either trying to sell you a dream of what you can make or what you think you can make. And there's all these different ways of passive income people are trying to promote in front of you, which 95% of them are a scam and it's a grift. But that's for another video. But then you come back to the reality after you doom scroll after a hard, long day of work and you can barely eat because groceries are expensive. Eating out is already expensive. And you're just trying to still maintain a good summer body and eat good whole foods, but it all just starts getting crazy. It's tiring. Just even me saying all that right there got me a little tired. But I can only imagine the young, fresh 22-year-old that's getting out of college right now, vibrant and ready for life, trying to get a job in this turbulent job market with not too many work experience and essentially getting paid a wage that is pretty much underneath their means. Like, you can't be able to pay off student loans, start saving while getting your own place, or even if you don't have your own place. Some people aren't fortunate to have, a family or a place to call home sometimes where they can stay for a while. So you're having to get roommates and you get this whole debacle, and it's tiring. It's hard. And trust me, I've been there. I've been where I had to work for, $7 an hour and share a room. It's, a house that smelled like it was out of a, 1990s cigarette commercial. Like, that was the kind of struggle I had to endure. And that was like way long ago compared to what these kids are having to go through right now. So, but I want to challenge the notion that adulting is hard. I think hard is relative to certain people, but I think adulting is, at the end of the day, just responsibility. And it's hard because responsibility isn't fun. Because, I have to have all these responsibilities. I have bills I got to pay. I have to, I got to start saving. I have to, take care of my health and all this stuff. But I always have this one saying: pressure is a privilege, right? Because I think the biggest thing, misconception about being an adult is, yes, you can do anything that you want to do, but that's actually one of the scariest things. You can do anything that you want to do. And sometimes what we do sometimes is not beneficial to where we want to go. And for a lot of us, short-term gratification is going to be your detriment as an adult. Because there's always that notion when we were kids that adults just had everything figured out. They just have it all together. And as you grow up, you start seeing that they just played, or they presented a bigger front than we believed as kids. And now we're in their shoes and we understand how of a struggle and trying to maintain a whole life while going to work and all. It's just exhausting. But the best of people I know at the end of the day, we're all just making it up. But making things up that make sense for you. Don't make things up that make sense for Joe Schmo, comment user 58 on social media, because you're trying to impress them. So you're living outside of your means because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, put on the front on social media that you do have everything together, even if you don't. And then just see at the end of the day, do things for other people that don't really care about you. Newsflash, nobody is worried about you as much as you think they are. Even if you get the nice car, nobody is that pressed that you have that nice car. They might ogle and and do everything, but if you're having a hard time making the car payments and you're living paycheck to paycheck, just trying to pay off a car that you spend barely half the time in, what's hard? It's responsibility. I'm not going to say everybody's responsibility is different, because I know people have different situations. But at the end of the day, we all have a responsibility to ourselves to put ourselves in the best possible predicament. And especially with social media these days, it's kind of hard to kind of understand that, like, not everybody is making it. Like, if you really peeled back the onion and really saw how people are living, you might be in a better position than most people that you're fantasizing over, especially the people on social media. But then let's get back to job and career and health and food. As an adult, one thing I had to learn was eat inside. I'm not going to lie to you. The 80-20 rule. Cook 80% of the meal that you're going to eat, and then have that 20% when you're on the weekends that you want to go out in moderation to your budget to be able to enjoy yourself with friends and family. Because if you're eating out every day, number one, your health is going to be in shambles, because everything they put in the food is pretty much just not good for you. And then B, your pocket's going to be in shambles, because now you're going to wonder why at the end of the month you got to eat ramen noodles. But if you start at the beginning of the month, you find a budget-friendly grocery store that works for you, and you're able to stay within your means, it's going to be your best friend. I'm going to tell you, delete the DoorDash, delete the Postmates, delete the Uber Eats. Unless you're doing that for a side job, you don't need to be on those apps. Number one, if you're hungry and you can't get up and go get the food, then that's an issue. You don't need to, like, imagine paying a surcharge for somebody to bring you food that's already overpriced, right? Like, at that point now you're paying for double the meal and only getting half the proportion. So I encourage us, like, adulting is tough. Don't get me wrong, but it's responsibility. And each of us has a responsibility to ourselves to put ourselves in the best foot forward. The worst thing we can do is to live for the now and let your future you struggle with the decision that you made in that moment. Whether it was in your finances, because we live in the YOLO, you only live once, you only da-da-da. But yeah, tell that to yourself 20 years from now when you're struggling because your health is bad because you just want to eat out every day, or your finances are bad because you didn't have a budget and you couldn't stay within your means and you were trying to flex and flaunt and floss things that you couldn't afford. And let's not even get into relationships. Oh man, that's a whole other thing itself. For newsflash, guys, go talk to the girls. Go talk to them. Just walk down. Hi, my name is. You don't need something grandiose to introduce yourself to a person. At the end of the day, if they like you, they don't. They don't. The dating apps are killing us because at the end of the day, everybody has a plethora of options, which are false because most people do not have the options that they think they do. And then those options are usually not better than the ones that you really do have, because at that point we have this false narrative that we are essentially this philanthropic playboy or whatever that you want to call it, that we can get everybody. And at some point you have to realize that, like, that's not going to be self-sufficient to you and your pockets. And You know, like people are just not dating seriously. But I don't want to touch into that. That's just not my place, you know. But here's another video that I think that would help a lot as well.
Adulting is hard because it feels like a never-ending juggling act. One minute, you're trying to figure out how to do your taxes, and the next, you're dealing with a leaky faucet. It's like life handed you a manual written in a foreign language. Suddenly, you're responsible for everything: bills, groceries, and don't even get me started on maintaining a social life. You think you've got it all figured out, and then life throws a curveball like your car breaking down or an unexpected expense. And let's not forget the pressure to have it all together while everyone else seems to be thriving. It's exhausting. But here's the kicker. Amidst the chaos, there's growth. Each challenge teaches you something new, whether it's budgeting or cooking a decent meal. So, while adulting is tough, it's also a wild ride of self-discovery and resilience. Subscribe for more. Thank you.
Yo, just exactly, just like everything that he said in this video. Adulting is hard. I promise you, what they said about, there's a theory that says anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And that's really just adulting in a nutshell, right? You could have a great day, or let's say you're having the worst day, your boss pissing you off, then you walk outside of your car and there's a flat tire, or your check engine light is on, right? Then you get home and all your groceries are spoiled because for some reason your apartment lost power and your fridge turned off. Like that's just the kind of things that you're gonna experience in life. And and once you get to a point of accepting that things are just gonna happen randomly, they're just gonna be like, what the fuck? You're going to be able to bounce back. 'Cause I think everything's about perspective, right? Because in every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and every challenge is an opportunity for betterment and for progress. But if you're always looking at the challenges, things that are here to set you back, you're going to constantly be in this endless cycle of self-loathing, self-hate, hatred of just everything going on because everything is so unfair and everything is like, no, 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 no. Adulting is all about growth. Adulting is all about betterment of self. Adulting is all about just showing up. And the crazy thing about showing up doesn't ever really mean, like, showing up is different for everybody, by the way. Like, showing up for you is different than showing up for your sister, for your friend, for your coworker. Showing up for you just means that putting yourself in the best position every single day to be better than you were yesterday. And showing up doesn't mean that everything's gonna turn out better for you. But I can guarantee you, not showing up is absolutely super guarantees that nothing ever good is gonna happen. So yes, adulting is hard. Yes, there's so many different factors and forces that are going against us in this generation right now in this thing called life. But I promise you, it's a everyday growth aspect that allows us to truly just be better. Like you start realizing certain things about yourself, certain things that you like, certain things that you don't even care for anymore. What I really love is when you go on YouTube and you watch all those videos about people who interview like old people, and they're telling you about their life experiences and things that they learned, and everything that they said is so applicable to this day because they've experienced it. We're all unique in our own way, but not by our experiences. Like your experience might be somebody else's different experience, just in a different font. And I think that's so cool hearing from older people and just kind of hearing their stories and kind of how they became who they are or how they grew into who they are and things they had to let go. It's just so fascinating. So if you have a chance, go on YouTube, go on Instagram, social media, whatever. Go find wherever interviews with older people. The wisdom that comes out of their mouth is it's mind blowing and it's priceless. So yes, adulting is hard. Yes, there's so many things I can say that are a reason that you aren't where you are, but that's still no excuse for you not to keep showing up for yourself and keep being the best version for yourself. Because I promise you, your life is truly one perspective away. Thank you.